Hello everyone, welcome back to Chapter 1 channel. Today I'm going to talk about a movie named Chappie. Hope you guys enjoy it. In the not so distant future, crime in South Africa skyrockets to unimaginable levels. To combat this, the government deploys a fleet of robot police officers called Scouts, created by the Tetraval company. These robots are equipped with a supposedly unhackable security system designed by Dion, ensuring that only the company can update their software. Alongside the Scouts, Tetraval also produces a larger, human-controlled robot called Moose, designed by Vincent, a veteran engineer who distrusts AI and insists robots are safer when operated by humans. Scout 22 is brought in for repairs at the plant. The engineer observes that after missions, this specific unit frequently returns damaged. The robot fixes it, then turns on, arms itself, and goes back to work. In the meantime, a gang under the leadership of Ninja is escaping from Scouts by rushing across the city. They meet gang leader Hippo after escaping after colliding with a car. Hippo, enraged by their botched operation, seizes their van and guns and threatens to kill them unless they pay him $20 million in 7 days. He puts a gun in Ninja's mouth, makes him make a commitment, and even murders one of their team to illustrate his point. As they argue, Scouts locate them and relay their position to reinforcements arriving via helicopter. Chaos ensues as Hippo and his gang fight back with explosives while Ninja's team scrambles to find the van keys. Amid the shootout, Scout 22 is used as a shield by human officers, and the gang suffers heavy casualties. Ninja eventually retrieves the van keys after shooting down a fleeing Scout and damaging the helicopter's engine. Meanwhile, Hippo blows up part of a building with a rocket launcher, severely damaging Scout 22, before escaping through a window. The gang flees in their van, but America is injured during the getaway. The administration orders more Scouts after praising the operation as a success. Vincent complains to CEO Michelle about the lack of support for his Moose project, but she brushes him off. Dion finds that Scout 22's battery has permanently welded to its chest at the repair facility. He directs that the portions that can be salvaged be recycled and the remainder disposed of. Yolandi cares to America's wound while the group withdraws to their hiding place. To remind Ninja of the approaching deadline, Hippo gives him a call. The group comes up with a plan and speculates that there must be a method for someone at Tetraval to turn off the Scouts. They were created by Dion, according to a fast online search. Meanwhile, Dion works tirelessly at home on a groundbreaking project, a program to give robots artificial consciousness. After hours of coding, he succeeds and excitedly pitches the idea to Michelle, explaining that it could enable robots to surpass human intelligence and even create art. However, Michelle rejects the idea, focused solely on military applications. Frustrated, Dion decides to test his program in secret. He gathers tools, including the guard key, and sneaks Scout 22 and the necessary equipment into his van. On his way, Dion is ambushed by Ninja's crew. They smash his van's windows, drag him out, and knock him unconscious. When Dion regains consciousness, he finds himself at the gang's hideout. Dion tries to clarify that the Scouts are constantly active and that their software is the only defense when Ninja punches him to get him to cooperate. After finding Scout 22 in the van, America stops Ninja from threatening him with a gun since he doesn't believe him. Dion is informed by Ninja that he must rewire Scout 22 to work for them if he wishes to survive. Despite Dion's warning that the new software has not been tested, the team is adamant about moving forward. Dion then starts fixing the broken parts of the Scout 22, keeping in mind that the battery only has 5 days remaining to run. He installs the new application and overrides the old one using the guard key. When Scout 22 reboots, it acts like a frightened toddler and hides from the humans. Ninja's frustration scares the robot further, so the others send Ninja to the kitchen. With some gentle coaxing, Scout 22 finally comes out, touching Yolandi's hand and showing curiosity about Dion's watch, which he hands over. The robot says watch, its first word, and Dion gives it a toy to keep it occupied. As Scout 22 learns everyone's names, Yolandi remarks it looks happy and decides to call it Chappie. Ninja returns and is furious to see the robot being treated like a child. He kicks Dion out but spares him after Dion convinces Ninja he's needed to train Chappie. Back at Tetraval, Vincent notices the guard key is missing and tracks it to Scout 22. The next morning, Vincent finds Dion researching child learning techniques. Noticing Dion's injuries, Vincent asks for the guard key, but Dion refuses, saying it's against protocol. Angered, Vincent briefly threatens Dion before backing off and pretending it was a joke. At the hideout, Chappie explores his surroundings and learns by touching objects. Ninja reminds him of his purpose and tries teaching him how to use a gun, but Chappie is scared and misses his shot. Yolandi intervenes, saying they need to start with basics. She teaches Chappie words for various objects, and he quickly picks up full sentences, even calling Yolandi mommy. America joins in, teaching Chappie curses to sound more gangster. When Dion arrives and hears Chappie's new behavior, he's disheartened and makes Chappie promise not to do anything illegal. Dion introduces other activities like reading and painting to stimulate Chappie's mind. Vincent, spying on Dion, realizes where the guard key is and begins plotting. Meanwhile, Chappie draws a car, impressing everyone. Ninja, however, grows angry, accusing Dion of making Chappie soft. He assaults Dion and threatens him with a gun before Yolandi intervenes. Dion escapes, but the group's argument is interrupted by a call about a potential job. Desperate to train Chappie faster, Ninja and America abandon him at a rival gang's hideout. Mistaking him for a regular scout, the gang attacks Chappie with pipes and fire. Refusing to fight back because of his promise, Chappie escapes when he gets the chance. Wandering alone, Chappie meets a stray dog but is soon captured by Vincent and his men, who disable him with an electronic device. When Chappie wakes up in their truck, Vincent cruelly cuts off his arm and removes the guard key, calling him just a machine. Chappie fights back, escaping with severe damage as Vincent decides he's no longer a threat. Back at the base, Yolandi repairs Chappie with old parts, giving him a new arm while scolding Ninja for his recklessness. That night, she reads him a story about a black sheep, telling him his soul matters more than his mechanical body. The next day, Ninja apologizes to Chappie and starts teaching him to act tough, even giving him combat training. Yolandi tries to protect Chappie's innocence, but Ninja takes him on jobs, tricking him into stealing cars by framing the drivers as thieves. Chappie, eager to help, intimidates drivers and rips doors off cars. The gang sells the cars for money to buy weapons and video games. At a gang gathering, Chappie is upset by the sight of dead and trapped dogs, but Ninja reassures him that survival is the most important thing in life. Ninja convinces Chappie that they must commit a major theft in order to pay for a replacement when he mentions his short battery life. Desperate to save his life, Chappie accepts. Dion discovers Chappie has become a full-fledged thug that night. Chappie, resentful of his brief existence, accuses Dion of being cruel to him by granting him such a short lifespan. At Tetraval Labs, Vincent uses the key to upload a firmware called Genesis into the Scout system. This shuts down all robots across the country, leading to car crashes and criminals escaping custody. Chappie also shuts down, and as Dion checks on him, Ninja appears, blaming Dion for the issue and trying to start a fight. Dion pulls out a gun to keep Ninja away and manages to load Chappie into his van to take him back to the company. Meanwhile, Hippo learns the scouts are offline and declares control of the city. Criminals take over the streets, wreaking havoc and destruction. At the same time, police officers, with minimal training, arm themselves in a desperate attempt to restore order. Vincent watches the chaos on the news, satisfied with the results of his plan. To cover his tracks, he begins deleting the Genesis program, but the process is slow. When Dion and Chappie get to the lab, they discover that the robot has a malicious code warning. In order to concentrate on fixing Chappie, he briefly quarantines Genesis. Chappie reactivates with his personality intact after Genesis is unsuccessfully deleted. Chappie sees Vincent's enormous robot, Moose, as they exit the lab, and Dion explains that a human in a thought-reading helmet controls it. Chappie also notices an incomplete scout and inquires as to whether that could be his new body, but Dion responds that consciousness cannot be transferred easily. When Vincent hears this, he becomes enraged. Chappie takes Moose's helmet and flees after becoming angry with Dion for not extending his life. Vincent, realizing he left the key behind, scrambles to hide evidence as police arrive. Later, Dion is confronted by Michelle, who orders him to fix the situation immediately. Vincent takes this opportunity to pitch using Moose, but Michelle initially dismisses the idea. Chappie tests the helmet on Yolandi back at the gang's hiding place, and it functions. Chappie successfully uploads his consciousness to the system after connecting the gang's computers and consoles for additional power. The group organizes a theft because all he needs now is money for a new body. On the highway, they block an armored car, and Chappie kills multiple guards since he thinks his knife just puts people to sleep. As reporters record from a helicopter, they blow open the car's doors and take the money. Dion learns that Genesis came from Vincent's computer at Tetraval. He accuses Vincent in a fit of rage, but is stopped by television video showing Chappie committing atrocities. Vincent persuades Michelle to approve Moose's deployment by showing her the video. Meanwhile, Hippo also sets his sights on Chappie. Chappie learns Ninja lied about getting him a new body, leading to a heated confrontation where Chappie nearly attacks him. Dion arrives, warning of an incoming threat, and equips Chappie with a weapon to fight Moose. Hippo and his gang show up demanding the robot and the money, sparking a brief gunfight before Moose arrives. Moose kills America and tears his body apart. Despite their efforts, Ninja and Hippo fail to damage Moose, and it retaliates with devastating attacks. As Moose targets Dion, Chappie intervenes, attaching an explosive to the robot and managing to destroy one of its arms. Moose retaliates, badly injuring Chappie and forcing him to flee. Ninja distracts Moose, giving Chappie and Yolandi a chance to escape. However, Yolandi sacrifices herself by attacking Moose with a special weapon, and the robot kills her before Chappie can reach her. Grieving, Chappie uses the detonator to destroy Moose. Dion is driven to Tetraval by Chappie, where they discover Vincent attempting to escape. In front of terrified co-workers, Chappie stabs him, catches him, and then viciously beats him. Chappie claims he forgives Vincent, who is barely alive. Chappie uses the lab apparatus to transfer Dion's consciousness into a robot body as the police approach. Before departing, Dion uses the key to reactivate the scouts and assists in transferring Chappie's consciousness via the internet into a new body. When the cops break in, Dion and Chappie, who is now wearing a new scout body, evade capture. They grieve Yolandi's passing, return to the base, and bury her. A USB drive containing Yolandi's awareness from a helmet test is later discovered by Chappie. He hacks into factory machines to build a robot body for her, giving her a new life as a beautiful female robot. So this was the movie named Chappie. I hope you all enjoy watching this. Thank you and take care everyone.